I'd always done shows as a kid. I had always gone to dance class as a kid. Dance was a thing where I really found myself. And as I started thinking about what I wanted to do with my future, I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to get up every day and do something that didn't include the arts. I never really knew what it was exactly until I was maybe in my later 20s, and I started realizing that I had a knack for managing things and being a leader in situations. And that was when I started to realize maybe I wanted to be a director, maybe I wanted to choreograph, and take the things I learned growing up in theater and in dance and find ways to share them with others and help other people learn how to do what I did. I'm Maggie Perino. I am the Artistic Director for the School for Creative and Performing Arts in Cincinnati, Ohio. What I really love about theater is that it's one of the only places where we go and have a communal experience. Theater is the place where we all sit together and we watch live actors tell a story. And I think there's something really magical there. It's something that's more than the sum of its parts. And the actors feed off the audience, and the audience feed off the actors, and we create this kind of magical relationship that doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. And for me, that's just like a really important thing. It drives me, it gets me up in the morning, and it's why I want to be a part of theater every day of my life, no matter what happens. When I'm working on a show, I'm directing, I'm choreographing, I'm trying to create something on that stage that I know is gonna make someone cry or laugh or feel alive and connect with a story about ourselves and honestly find something more about themselves. So for me, it's really about the dialogue with the audience and how I can affect other people with the work that I do on stage. A really good theater experience will change people's lives, and I've gotten to see it so many times. And that's why I became a director, because I knew that theater had changed my life, and I wanted to facilitate that experience for other people. So as a director and a choreographer, one of the hardest things about my job is that I don't actually make my own art. The actors are my art, right? I have to be able to teach it to them. I have to be able to collaborate with the person designing our set, the person designing the costumes, the person designing the lights, in order to get my vision, right? The picture of the show in my head needs to come to life on that stage. But it's a giant exercise in collaboration. A lot of really cool, smart people bringing their skills together and making something that none of us could make by ourselves. That is the thing I love most about directing. I make something new every time, something that couldn't exist if I made it by myself, but couldn't exist if any of the other people made it by themselves either. It has to be us, right? It has to be a group project. And I like group projects. I like to work with other people. I think they make me better at what I do. I would not be as good a director if I didn't have other people pushing me. I think the best way to learn more about theater is, number one, seeing it. See whatever you can. It can be good shows, it can be bad shows, it can be, the most professional thing that anyone does at the Aronoff. It could be in your church basement or at your elementary school. It doesn't matter what it is. Go out and watch live performance. You'll learn so much from watching the variety of performance that's out there. If you want to get into theater, and you haven't tried it before, I think a really good thing to remember is that the people that you audition for, if you're gonna go into an audition and try to be in a show, they all want you to be great. You don't have to be afraid that when you walk in that room, everyone is waiting to judge you. If you can, try and set your nervousness aside. Think about it as trying something new, and not as something where I have to be scared because someone's gonna judge me. everybody in that room is rooting for you. They're sitting there hoping that you're gonna do a great job. They want you to do a great job. They want you to feel proud of what you're doing. So if you can, you should really just get out there and audition for as many things as you want or as you can. And don't worry so much about whether or not it's perfect, or am I just the right type, or did I sing it just the right way? Your job is just to bring yourself to the room, and if it fits and it works right in the show that the director's trying to build, then they'll pick you. And if it doesn't mean you aren't good. It just means you weren't maybe right for that exact show. And I think a lot of people let that fear get in the way of participating, but you should just put yourself out there. That's the best advice I can give to people. So whether you're preparing a song or a monologue for an audition, I kind of start with the same process. So first, I'm gonna pick my material. So you wanna find material that matches the tone of what you're doing, right? So the first thing is picking the right thing. Of course, you also wanna make sure it's something that works with your strengths and weaknesses. Then you wanna take some time preparing it. The first thing I like to do is kind of separate either a song or a monologue by ideas. So as I start reading that monologue, if the first 3 sentences are, one idea, I'm gonna kind of draw a line under them and say, these 3 things go together. Then I'm gonna read the next couple of sentences and see where the next idea is and kind of draw a line after that idea. And once I have it kind of sectioned out, we call these beats in theater, once I find the beats or the differing ideas, then I'm gonna assign emotions to those. I can do the exact same thing for a song, right? What's the first idea in the song? What's the second? How should I bring my emotions into that moment, whether it's happy or sad or whatever it might be, right? Once I have all of that set, I'm gonna start practicing it just over and over and over and over again. But the last thing I would do before you ever walk into an audition, once you've picked your material, you've kind of found, what's your acting plan, and you've memorized it all really well, the last piece is you should show it to somebody before you walk into the room. So again, whether it's your teacher, it could be your parents, your siblings, it doesn't matter who it is, but get yourself over the initial fear of, moving from doing it alone to doing it in front of people. I think it's a really good idea to show it to somebody, get their feedback, right? Do they laugh? Do they cry? Do they smile when you're singing it? Those kind of cues can tell you a lot about how your performance is going. So you wanna be able to take the time to show it to someone and understand how you're making people feel with your art. And that way you know what the people watching your audition are gonna feel, right? And you can make tweaks to it if you need to. Theater can be something that you do for fun. Theater can be something you do to meet new people, to find community. It can be something you do for exercise. It can be something you do for joy. If you're thinking you might like to just try it, you should get out there and try it. There's so much more to it than being good. I think there's a lot to learn and a lot of things to experience in theater that are just for fun. And lots of people can experience that, whether or not you feel like you're trained or you're really good at it.